Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to a brand new league racing video. This is round 9 of our WR championship and we are racing around one of my favorite tracks, Barcelona in Spain. Recently been changed, of course, on the F1 game. The final chicane has been taken out, which is basically the old layout of Barcelona. So the final two corners are basically flat out.
Good luck.
And as you can see there in the standings, we are leading by 23 points to Lucas Blakely. Was not racing again today, by the way. Nicolas Longue, who is 20 points behind Lucas, so 43 points behind us, is racing, and he's gonna make our life difficult again, of course. Last week he was basically leading the race and then he got taken out. We finished 5th in that very chaotic race, so we got 10 points, which I was quite happy with considering how the whole race went. But today, Barcelona, one of my strongest tracks. Yeah, we're expecting a win, of course. So Q1 here, and once again we're going to be trying to extend our championship lead to Lucas, who's not racing because he's racing in real life actually in Formula Ford. I think British Formula Ford it is. So good opportunity for us to extend the championship lead again. And into turn 1, a lot of confidence in the car. A bit late on the turn in though, got a bit of marbles on my outside tire. Marbles are a big pain around Barcelona. In Q1 it's not too bad actually, you can see the marbles picking up through there, but in Q3 it's a joke how bad it is. And the thing is, the marbles are generated by the AI and not by the people who drive in the lobby, so it's a bit messy. And the fact also that there's more marbles at the end of Q3, maybe 3 times as much marbles at the end of Q3 than there is at the end of the race. Yeah, it's terrible. It's one of the, if not the thing I hate most on F1 23, as my DRS didn't open. The wheel I'm currently using is skipping a lot of button inputs and shift inputs, so it's very annoying, but I don't have a spare wheel at the moment, so I have to sit it out with this one at the moment. Yeah, I have to be quick if the button input doesn't work, but yeah. Q1 there was good enough to go through on a single set of tires, so that was really good. Wasn't a great lap, but nonetheless just managed to get it together pretty well. And as you can see, a lot of people simply had to go out again, so we are P7 there. It's actually very close, like the top 14 was within 800s, so it was close. Jake went out in Q1. And here we are in Q2, our first new set of tire run. A lot of people have finished their lap already actually, and we are still in P8 on a used set of tire, and currently improving a lot. You can see we're 2.6 cents up on these new tires. It's not a huge gain actually, but it's the hardest compound available, C3, 2 and 1. So the tires just don't degrade as fast, but 2.5 cent improvement. We go P1 on this set of tires, and that meant we could stay in. So we've got 3 new set of tires for Q3, and I'm going to use them because basically you cannot do 3 flying laps. But what I can do is basically go for 3 runs and then abort 1 and finish 2 runs. So that way I give myself more opportunity to set a really good lap. Even though there's track evolution and we probably definitely want to get our last lap in. The first 2, there's not that much track evolution anyway, so I was like, you know, might as well try it. And on this first lap I was quite happy already with how it went, so decided to finish this one. And up to the line we go, DRS open, it's gonna be a 10.349, and that's a 10th faster than what I did in Q2. On the second run, however, you could see I was up actually 1,000ths, or no, I was down 1,000th of a second going into the final sector. And even though we are 1,500 up, I decided to abort this lap because I felt like I could improve way more on that final run. So I decided to box. As Jake is waffling as per usual. I decided to box and go for this final run on another new set of tires. So this is giving us a huge advantage, of course. 3 opportunities to set a great Q3 lap. It's just so much better. And of course, on the last run, the track is by far the quickest. But yeah, it just gives confidence, I feel like. So turn 1, missed the entry actually and went quite wide there. Picked up a bit of marbles. And you can see we're already 600s down. And now you can see as we go through here how bad the marbles are. We're actually not even taking a weird racing line, but it's just picking up the marbles. And that is giving us understeer through turn 4. So we actually were almost 110 down through there. Simply because we had marbles in turn 4 as well. So managed to recover some of that in turn 5. And now we're only 3 100s down. A little bit of a gain through there as well. And now we're actually equal going in through turn 9 up towards turn 10. So actually managed to gain 200s somehow through turn 9. Probably because the grip is just more. And you have to put in less effort to go through that corner flat out. So through turn 10, 11, 12 we go. 400 gain. It's not been that perfect lap, but we've hooked it up. No major mistakes. Marbles, I've heard our lap time quite a bit there. Arguably by 110. And as you can hear me say, I bottled it. I felt like I bottled the lap. Turn 1 and 4.
I don't think it's Paul, no?
But as you can see there, a lot of people have finished their lap already. Alvaro out of the session, Istvan Pukki out. Nicolas Longue, only P5 at the time. Fabrizio Donato didn't improve. Josef Loke out. And Mirko Siriano still on a lap. But as you can see on the steering wheel there, he is red. So it looks like we've actually got pole position again. And yeah, was not a great lap, but it's going to be good enough for pole position. Mirko didn't improve as well. A lot of people didn't actually improve, which is weird because a lot of people only had one new set of tires. But I think the marbles hurt people their lap time so much that even though there's so much more grip at the end of Q3, those marbles ruin it. Because they're simply on the racing line, so you cannot drive around them basically. And yeah, they're just a complete nightmare. I can't believe they've made them or put them in the game like this. But yeah, we are P1. I think last pole we had was WR Bahrain. So that was round 1 of the championship. And we are back on the top spot once again. And as you can see there, onto the race we go. It's actually wet in the last third half of the race. So what we're going to try and do is make it to the rain once again on a set of hard tires. And yeah, in Silverstone, round 2 of the championship, we completely messed up by doing that as we got a puncture. But we're going to try it once again. And you can see there actually Istvan Pukki and Nicolas Longue behind us on the softs. And we actually get a better start than Istvan, who was on the soft. So great launch from us there. Gained a lot to Alvaro, gained to Istvan. And into turn 1 we're going to be leading. I'm going to go defensive as Istvan seemed to be gaining a lot into turn 1. But we managed to stay in the lead for now. Istvan having a lot more grip though. And honestly, I did not feel like fighting this too hard. And I decided to just let him go into turn 4. And now we got Nicolas straight away behind us. We're not going to let him through easy, of course. We're also not going to fight this till the very end. Because they are 100% going to have to box before the rain comes. That's what they are aiming for. They think that the hard runners will not make it to the rain. And they are betting on that. So they might be thinking that the rain will come. But no one will be able to make it on a single set of tires. So what they are doing is they're probably starting on softs and then moving on to the mediums. Box around lap 25, 26 onto inters. I think that's their whole strategy here. But what we're going to try and do is stay on the hards and then box around lap 23 to intermediates. That's our vision here and the vision of many people behind us. But yeah, as you can see there, Istvan 7/10 ahead now. I'm trying to keep Nicolas a little bit longer behind, and I'm going to use a bit of my battery, as I didn't want to give him a free pass into turn 1. I didn't want to lose time to Alvaro as well, of course, because Alvaro is our main threat here, if the race goes the way we think it goes. So half a lap later, through turn 9 we go, and Nicolas turning on his overtake button, and I decided to let him go here and not fight it too hard. We went purple sector 1 actually. Slightly faster than Istvan. We might be running lower wings, that's why we went purple sector 1. As we go through turn 11, 12. And yeah, now we're just going to try and stay in the DRS of Nicolas. Should be possible. Those softs are going to be wearing out quite fast, of course. And across the line, Istvan does a 13.7. We're only 6 tenths slower on that lap, even though Nicolas passed us there. And lap 10 now, Istvan boxing. But we're still going to be getting DRS on the main straight here, because the DRS detection is on the pit entry there. So that's a good gain, and you can see there how much we're gaining on the straight here. I think that's like a 4/10 gain just by DRS, and we might be running a little bit lower wings as well compared to Nicolas. So good gain through there. And I expect Nicholas to box at the end of this lap as well. But you can see it's starting to turn a little bit dark here. Already on lap 11. So the rain might be coming sooner than even I thought. And yeah, that means Nicholas or one of our championship rivals is going to be in real trouble here. Trouble if the rain comes soon, because he will not be able to make it and be a pit stop distance behind everyone. So once again, we're going to get DRS here. He does seem to have still really good pace, as he's keeping that gap on like 8/10. Forced me to use a bit of my battery there. And yeah, they're just going to be boxing because they know they're not making it to the rain. And the fastest way towards the rest of the race is for them to box quite early, of course. So it's fun, as you can see there, going through turn 9 now, 20 seconds behind. We're going to get DRS once again on this main straight. And now we are going to be in a fight with Alvaro, Jack West and Joseph Loke for the rest of the race, because they are on the same strategy as us. They're aiming for the same thing here. So me and Alvaro are going to be working together a little bit here. You can see he's 3/10 behind. Gonna turn on the DRS, and this is such a huge straight, of course. You enter the straight with much more speed than previous years, so the DRS is much stronger as well, of course. And yeah, letting Alvaro go here in lap 13. And yeah, we just decided to swap around every single lap because we both want to be in 1-2. If you stay behind, you're in a big threat of being passed by P3. As Tom Manley has retired in the pit lane, but somehow this is giving a yellow flag on the main straight for someone that is retired in the pit lane. And that gave Alvaro an illegal overtake.
I think it started to rain.
That's why he's lifting here, because if he doesn't lift, he has to serve a 5-second penalty in the pit lane.
Big illegal overtake.
And yeah, that will ruin his race. So that's why he's letting us through. And this put him in a really awkward scenario with Jack West, where he now got passed by 2 cars, simply because he gets screwed by the game and that yellow flag right there. So rain is on the way, as you could hear me say earlier on in this lap. I thought I saw some rain, and it's really hard to see some little droplets every now and then, but our tires are starting to get a little bit sketchy. You can see actually the Ferraris are in the final corner now. They have caught up, but if it starts raining hard on this lap, then they've still made the wrong strategy call. So yeah, Jack West passed us now. Our tire wear indicator has come on, so we're starting to get a little bit tricky on tire wear. However, halfway through the lap, you can see there, it is raining quite hard now as Joseph sends it down the inside. Actually didn't expect that. I almost turned in. And yeah, it was a really late move. Didn't really get his car really far alongside. As Jeff is waffling about damage that we don't have, we're going to be boxing for a new set of inters. I'm trying to avoid a bump on the entry, as I've not practiced that pit entry a lot, so it's a really scary one. There's a big bump there, and if you hit it, you instantly lock up and go straight on, so I was trying to avoid it there. Onto the inters we go. Some people actually stayed out for another lap. One of them is Istvan Pukki. He is on relatively fresh mediums, of course, so he can maybe afford it. But Nicolas Longe has boxed as well, our championship rival, and he still has good chance for points here. If he has a good wet setup. Now, I haven't done a lot of wet on this game, of course, and as I said early on, we are on the slightly lower wings than the rest of the grid, it seems like, so far in this race at least, as DRS has disabled, so we have boxed on the right lap, as usually DRS being disabled is a good indicator of it's becoming intermediate conditions. So however, Joseph Loke is right behind us already, and he seems to be a little bit more comfortable than us in this opening lap, and could be setup related, of course. I did make some little adjustments as Parfumé is off for this race for the wet conditions that I thought would help, but I thought it would be helping, and as I said, I don't know much about wet weather on this game yet, and I went wide there as I got a lot of understeer through turn 9. Into turn 10 we go. Joseph down the inside once again. Got a 3-second penalty actually through there, but I think those will be removed at the end of the race. Now side by side with Joseph through turn 11. He left in the space as Joseph goes a little bit deep actually into that right-hander. I'm not sure if we pushed him wide or if he actually went wide on himself, but On he goes again. He's got slipstream down the main straight. But you can see there, we're starting to pull away once again. After he pulled out of the DRS, and it shows we're on quite a bit lower wing there into turn 1. And that might be saving us here from Josef, who clearly has more pace than us. And the same with Jack, by the way. He's pulling away hard. And we don't have the pace at the moment in these wet conditions. I felt like we had loads of pace in the dry compared to everyone else, both in quali and in the race. But in the wet so far, we are struggling quite a lot. And I've gone a little bit deep there. Can't get the car to rotate and can't get a power down on the exit. So a bit of a scary scenario here at the moment. I want to catch back up to Jack, but we don't seem to have the pace. And even if we do have the pace, you need to get past as well, of course, which is very tough in wet conditions because you have no DRS. And if you got dirty air, it loses you a lot more time because you need to downforce a lot more in these wet conditions than in the dry. So big slide through there as I'm trying to get the power down through turn 10. And again,
Man, can you stop?
We got a little tap as Josef got caught out by how slow we went on power there. Lap 26 now, once again. Gonna try and defend from Josef into turn 1. Used a bit of my battery there to make sure I was clear into turn 1. Josef with the slipstream cannot quite catch up. He has so much more pace than us. Same with Jack West. We have no pace at the moment on these tires and in these conditions. Through turn 3 we go. Again, Josef very close, right on our gearbox. As we go into turn 4. A little bit wide maybe, but I can't get the power down. And Josef is basically on us there.
Oh,
and I've actually locked up now into turn 5. And yeah, I decided at this point to let Josef
in the rain.
to let Josef go. As you can hear me complain about the setup. I can't get the power down
for the rain.
On the exit there. You can see Josef just pull a 1/10 gap going on the power, maybe even more. And yeah, a few left later, he is gone. 3 seconds ahead now. Alvaro right behind us, and now we're gonna have to defend from Alvaro once again. I think we're actually the slowest on the grid in the rain, and maybe we've gone a bit too extreme with the setup, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why we're too slow. Could be the wings, of course, simply, but yeah, we have no pace. Lap 31 now. It's actually raining hard. It might be wet conditions at this point, and you can see we're carrying so much less speed through turn 1 now than previous laps, as Nicolas and Alvaro
I think Nico and Valentin crashed.
have actually crashed. It's not Alvaro and Valentin, or Nicolas and Valentin. It was actually Nicolas and Alvaro who collided in turn 1, and that's good news for us. Last lap of the race now. Nicolas sent down the field together with Alvaro, and that's good news for us. You can see there's no grip anymore. It's full wet conditions by now, and yeah, we are gonna come home in P3. Not the result we wanted, of course, especially after we had such good pace in the dry, but we just didn't have the pace in the wet. And yeah, I'm gonna try and figure out why in the coming days. But it's again a 15-point gain to Nicolas and Lucas in the championship, which is good. We just need to gain steadily every single race if it means finishing P2 and P3 and gaining a couple of points every race. That's great. Will be nice to win again, though. Of course, Jeddah we finished P5, and then Qatar we won. So that was a good point gain to both Nicolas and Lucas. So we've been gaining good points in the past couple of races. Very happy with that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video nonetheless, the race nonetheless. Make sure to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time. Ciao.